Today's episode is brought to you by RX Bar. For 25% off your first order, visit rxbar.com/candy and enter promo code CANDY at checkout.
Susie! And other friends. Hello!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 256 of the Brain Candy Podcast.
Woo!
We are so happy to be here. How are you today?
A little hot. And you know what? I was driving over here and I'm like, I'm going to wear pants because it's like not summer anymore and like no big deal. And and the last few days has been like 70s. As I'm driving over here, I'm listening to the weather report and they're like, it's going to be a scorcher. And I was like, really? You got to do that, right?
Did they really? About today?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
They were like 90s plus.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, good thing we have Diet Coke on the ice.
Good thing.
Cooling. Getting ready for a long day of nonsense.
Yup. How you doing, Suze?
Real good, Sarah.
Yeah?
It's just
Not
great
as
to
hot?
be
You're
here.
just
I'm
comfortable
super
and
happy
mild?
because Hugo Boss has brought back Michael Jackson's Thriller suit from the white suit that he wore.
Yes. Are you going to get one? What if you did?
You know what? I'm probably not. They've only
Okay.
made, I think, 1,000.
Oh, maybe that. Yeah. Maybe
but
not.
I mean,
who's
Hugo
purchasing
Boss.
these?
Oh, well, a man of style. I know that.
Okay. This is not a sponsor. What if?
Right. No, Hugo Boss designed that iconic white suit that Michael wore on the cover of Thriller.
Okay. Yes.
Where he's like
yes,
loungy.
Yes. Like hand in a pocket.
Yes.
Yes.
And like when people think of Michael Jackson's style, they think of like the red leather.
Yeah. Shoulder pads, kind of.
The glove.
Yeah.
All the funky military stuff.
Yeah.
But we forget about that white suit.
Yeah.
Which was really special.
Yeah.
But the Hugo Boss one that they brought back, they made it a slimmer silhouette, but they kept the pleats.
Oh, wow.
What's your position on pleats for men's
Oh,
clothing?
men's clothing, anti. Women's clothing, I'm pro.
Really?
Yeah, but only in high-waisted pants that are tailored right for women.
Yeah, I'm pro.
Like, I like pro
I like that look.
pleat. I'm pro pleat, but I also think it needs to have like a tie waist too if you're going to have the pleats. Mm-hmm. To kind of create more balance.
I don't know. The suit looked really cute, and I thought, okay.
Do you have a picture of it?
Let me pull it up for you.
Let me see that.
Because I thought, you know what? I could go for that. I mean,
I know
it would take a special man.
to pull it off.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Do you
I
think
think
a white man could do it?
I'm gonna have to see the suit. But you know what? It kind of reminds me of like the Miami Vice look. You know, am I right with that? Am I
Kind
picturing of it? That this like the shirt underneath, if it were a pastel.
You can't see the legs in this one, but you can get the gist.
Okay,
And you're like-
I see.
He looks hot.
But come on, that's just like a suit. There's nothing that it's not as. Okay, I get it. But like, it's just a white suit from the 90s.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
I know, but like that Hugo Boss probably. How much are they selling that for?
1,100.
Oh, that's actually
yeah,
not bad.
right. That's what I thought.
Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like stupid Balenciaga's $9,000 jacket.
No.
that I'm super mad about.
Yeah, reasonable.
Okay, that's okay. Then, because it's a suit, so it's going to be two pieces, right?
Yeah.
For that, so we're looking at about $550 a piece, and that's
Yeah.
well within,
Yeah.
For like,
It's not cuckoo.
No, it's not crazy.
Did you see how like
I mean,
you know
I'm not
those...
spending that.
No,
Come on,
we're not fools.
I'm not an idiot.
Did you see how like you remember on Cheers like those big blazers that
Yes, they are
Rebecca
in.
would wear?
Yes,
They are back.
they are
baby.
super back.
Are you into them?
Yes,
I'm into
I'm
it.
really into it.
Yeah.
I think you would look great in that. And also, I love it in the bright colors. Like, my idea for an outfit, one of those boxy blazers in bright red, jean skirt, short skirt, and a leopard print tube top.
Ooh,
Like, crop top.
hot sex in there.
Yep. With, like, sneakers. Like, a cool pair of, like, 90s-looking athletic
I'm
sneakers.
into that.
I think that would be super hot.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I'll work on it.
Yep. You'd look great in that. There you go.
What did you want to tell me that would make me angry? You said.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I've found some really interesting studies about airplanes and behavior on planes and this, that, and the other. So I was reading one article on CNN, and I couldn't even believe the title. The title of this article said, 1 in 50 people find love on an airplane, studies claim.
Okay. So,
excuse me, the Diet Coke.
She let it rip.
A new study from the British bank HSBC suggested that 1 in 15 airplane passengers meet the love of their life on board an aircraft. Okay, that's different.
I thought you meant just love, not love of their life.
Love of their life. So they interviewed over 8,000 people from 141 countries and did surveys of like 6,000 people from Hong Kong, the United Arab Emirates, the United States, and the United Kingdom. And it revealed that that 1 of 50 of all those people interviewed were married to somebody that they met on an airplane.
This is insane.
Can you believe that?
Nope.
It says that the study revealed that over half of airplane passengers have struck up a conversation with the stranger on the plane. I will be in that other 50% that is asking you to please not do that. It said that it's not just romantic relationships that are born on airplanes too. It suggests that 1 in 7 flyers make a lasting friendship, and 16% add a new business connection to their network.
God, I haven't even met anyone I like on an airplane.
I know, that's what I was saying.
Let alone love of my life.
But then it said that there's also that entire other group who are like, I hate all of this. I'm the opposite. And about 48% of surveyed passengers were freaked out if a fellow passenger removed their shoes. But see, I think I would also be freaked out at the shoes and also not find love. And also 65% would be put off by a traveler who was rude to a flight attendant. Yeah, duh. And they said 46% listed drinking too much as a complaint.
Wait.
52.
What are they complaining about?
Are the ones who are drunk. What they're yeah, really, what are they complaining about?
They're complaining that other people are drinking too much?
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely a part of that problem. I see planes as like drunk zones.
Me too. I'm like, bring it. Don't even stop.
Seriously,
keep it coming.
It's flying like doesn't to count. England and
international where it's free.
Well, I don't even know though. This flight is funky. You know how there's no Wi-Fi on it.
Oh right, you had to pay for all that extra.
I think I'm going on a time machine. I'm not sure. We're going to the past, but they let you ahead of time say if you want like extras, and I already bought everything. 2 bottles of champagne. It's an 11-hour flight. I was like, great. That's not too much.
That's not at all.
I don't even know if that's enough.
Oh my God, that's great. Are they like the mini bottles or like rigs?
No, they are not.
Oh, get it? Suze, you were on vacation. I encourage all of this.
It's not like that. It's more like self-care because I'm going to see my in-laws.
Then, you know what? Make it 4. And 2 are on me.
What if Adam was like, thanks, Suze? And I'm like, no. Those are both for me.
Those are for me. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, what's Adam going to drink?
Luckily, he's practically a teetotaler, but I mean, I'll share a tipple only.
Yeah. I mean, 1 in 50 people find in love up there.
That makes no sense, and I don't believe it. That's not accurate.
That's what the study says.
That is not an accurate study. It's just like HSBC.
1 in 7 make a lasting friendship on that. I'm not talking to anyone on airplanes, and don't talk to me.
What's the source?
CNN. We're not happy. But I found this article when I was clicking on the article that says this is the dirtiest place at the airport.
Ew,
and I was like,
someone just tweeted it to me. I could not stop thinking about it.
How many times do you touch that thing?
It's the bin.
Yes.
The security bin.
The security bins have shown to be filthier than toilets. And in fact, the bins have respiratory infection bacteria on them, and toilets do not. So there are other, like you can get a respiratory infection from the bin, and whereas you will not get a respiratory infection. So you're exposed to a wider variety of illnesses with those trays.
You know, people that do these studies always compare them to toilets.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to think toilets are super clean.
I am too. I think we should be comparing it to phones.
Right.
And
because everyone
sponges.
says they're dirtier than toilets.
Yeah. Oh, but they are. I see so many people go into the bathroom with their phone.
Oh, yeah.
Wash their hands.
I'm on that
hold
train.
their phone. And I'm like, okay, that phone has so much
Doo-doo.
I mean, come on.
I know. I don't mind it
claims
if it's my doo-doo.
Well, yeah, it's yours.
Like, that's no problemo.
Yeah.
But those security bins, that's all those jackasses in front of me in line.
Oh, my God. They're filthy.
Ew.
But here's the thing. So I was thinking about this, and I'm like, should we even care? Because, like, is that, you know, you always hear those arguments that we are using so much hand sanitizer that it's making these, you know, viruses mutate and become stronger and immune to all that stuff.
MRSA.
So yeah, maybe we should just like say, you know, like, listen, I never get sick, knock on wood, and I was a nail biter who played in sandboxes, and I'm dirty, gross, like disgusting. I'm fine. So
well, one thing that's definitely not dirty is my Quip toothbrush.
there you go.
And the reason is because they send you replacement heads.
And I also think their heads are antimicrobial.
Well, probably.
Yeah, because it's that bristle material that is.
Yes, our Quip toothbrushes are so pretty. They mount to your mirror, but like they're super easy to take off.
Yeah,
so you
can
can
like
clean
reposition them.
Yeah, and they are sleek and they're electric and they have vibrations that tell you when to switch sides. And everybody that comes over comments on how cute they are because, you know, it's gross, like in the bathroom.
Ugh.
Like, you know, and you think, what? But this is mounted, and I keep it far away from all the germs.
No
central.
poop particles.
No poop. But I love it just because it feels like it does a really good job brushing my teeth and looks great. And that's why we love it. So they're also backed by over 20,000 dental professionals.
Well, if 20,000 say it's good.
I know. What do you want, 20,001? Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/braincandy, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack for free, getquip.com/braincandy. And then they send them, you know, refills whenever you need them.
Yeah, man. And toothpaste, as soon as you are running low, you're like, hey, I need some new toothpaste.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
And the next day it's like,
here's your toothpaste.
You mean this right here?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We got you, boo.
Okay. Now what do we want to talk about? What's on your mind?
How about okay, no, go.
No.
You.
Did you hear about the teen burglar who woke up the people in the house and asked for their Wi-Fi?
No, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Was this person high?
Probably. I think that there was trouble in the brain on that one.
Okay.
The guy said he like pushed the kid down the hall and like called the police. But like, I just love it that he was just like, and he had done it to another couple.
Wait, run me through this, how this goes down.
This guy slit their screen, climbed in, for real, like legit burglar style. He wore a black and white striped outfit.
Stop it. No, okay. I was like, stop. He dressed like the Hamburger too? What if? He's got a little sack with money, the little money sign on it?
And like a Zorro mask.
Yeah.
No, and he just, they woke up to him in their bedroom asking for the Wi-Fi password.
Oh,
and he had,
come on,
earlier in the evening done it to another couple, and he was like, I'm out of data.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is like a joke.
It's not.
What is happening?
Yeah.
What is he thinking?
2 knives were missing from their house, though, so I'm thinking it wasn't just about the Wi-Fi. But he just couldn't resist asking.
And I just don't understand why, like, you'd be able to break and enter, you know, do like a break-in and all that, but you couldn't just look under the router. We all know where the Wi-Fi code is.
That's true. It is oftentimes.
And they're old, so it's probably, they haven't changed it.
Right. If it's at my mom's house, it's on a Post-it note. Somewhere in her dining room. She has to like look under the placemats for it when I go over.
Oh, so he didn't take anything else? He just like...
Yeah, he was a minor, so we don't know his name. He's a messed up kid.
This seems like there's something else going on.
He'd stolen someone else's bike. He was just on a rampage that night.
Yeah, well, that's how it starts, though. So
what? Bikes and stuff?
I'm just thinking back to that book we read, the Golden State Killer book, and those, breaking and entering and doing weird stuff in there, and then that turned into murder.
Yeah, sometimes it escalates.
Yeah, it's often.
Right.
Weird. Speaking of Theft.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the thousands of live spiders, scorpions, and other exotic insects that were stolen from the Philadelphia Insectarium and Butterfly Pavilion?
Can you believe it?
No, I cannot. To tell everybody else, 7,000 individual creatures, including an entire colony of roaches, was stolen.
Colony?
Yeah, that's what it says. The haul was valued at over $40,000. And they're like, yo, our insurance won't even cover this. They're not even able to pay.
Did they tell me how it got out? Like, how did this breach?
Did it find out? Well, so it was an inside job. That's where it gets really interesting.
Wait, they're stolen?
Yes.
I thought they just like
no,
crawled
it was
out.
not an escape. They were stolen over a period of weeks too. So, and they found out. They looked at the tape, and it was an employee who was stealing all of these bugs.
And he's on the run?
Well, I think they ended up catching him now. There were a few of them, so I guess it wasn't just one. It was a couple people who worked there. It almost sounded like there was something like, I don't know, like they were taking the bugs. It almost sounds like vigilante bug kidnapping or something, because here's what they did. It said several of the thieves left a calling card, their blue staff uniforms, stuck to a wall with a pair of knives.
What?
Like somebody took the uniform, stabbed a butcher knife through it, and hung it on the wall with the knife. That's kind of sending a message of like,
kind of.
F you.
I'll say.
You know? So
I don't understand the motive here.
I don't either. The security camera caught a handful of employees carrying boxes of insects out over several days, beginning in like end of August.
So is this a different story than how they're looking for 7,000 spiders?
This is that story.
Okay.
Because they went to the people's like the guy's house. So they're like, we definitely know it's this guy. We know it's this employee. They go to his house and they only found about a dozen insects there. That means he's either released or sold, most likely sold off, like the exotic black market of the black market of exotic insect sales, I guess, is alive and well.
How is this a thing? What do they do with them?
It says they're very easy to sell. The enthusiast market is quite strong. Exotic pet shows and that kind of thing. There's no way to look. There's no way they took these to be part of their personal collection.
Oh my God!
Like they either, to me, it sounds like they either stole them because they felt like the animals were not being, I don't know, like what? They're like freeing them, something like that.
Right.
Or they were like, oh, I'm going to get a bunch of money for this, and they're selling them. Either way, what the heck? Stealing all those bugs?
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
I thought they were just on the loose, which was worse.
They stole 80% of the museum's collection.
Wow. That museum was doing a really shitty job of tracking these critters.
Well, what are you going to do? Put a geotag on them?
Well, I'm just thinking like 80% of your collection goes missing and you just like all of a sudden realize.
Well, yeah, but it was like by the employee who's supposed to like be babysitting the spiders at night. And, you know.
Did you hear about the museum that burnt down?
In Brazil? Devastating. Just devastating.
Yeah.
I mean, could you even imagine? No.
It's terrible.
Talk about those feelings of regret. Like, think about how much, you know, when something's just really important to you, or it's been your body of work, or you've studied this. I would imagine that there's some people who are probably PhDs who their field of study is something in that museum, and they really love it. And it would feel like, I mean, how do you even come back from that? That feeling of regret and sorrow and remorse and all that, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Is like, and wasn't it arson?
I didn't know. I read that they were saying that the lack of funding is what caused it. They weren't able to like put in place whatever system it was that would prevent something like that.
Oh, no.
And so all these antiquities and archaeological things and like dead languages. They had records of dead languages that were housed there and things.
That gives me like chills all over just thinking of, you know, and then Brazil where they have the untouched people. I'm sure there's a lot of those, you know, cultures, antiquities and stuff that were lost.
Right.
That's devastating.
Truly. I mean,
man, that's way worse than some
they're
bugs.
trying to say like this is a reason to remember to support your museum's community, whatever, because their work is so important, but oftentimes they don't have the funding they need. Especially like in the U.S., I was reading about there are different cuts to like the New York museums, and how people don't realize what's at stake.
Oh my God.
Because it feels like high art
Yes,
and
it
like
does.
kind of like a luxury, but it's not.
Yeah, and could you imagine, like, that's really the only, historical records of a lot of things.
Right.
And archives and things like that.
Yeah.
And what happens to a culture and to a civilization when you lose history.
Yeah.
It, like, allows a lot of other people to fill in the blanks of sometimes things that are not true.
Scary.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you about my body of work, though.
Tell me.
My beach body.
Oh, Suze.
This is the program that I've been using, Beachbody On Demand, where it's like the Netflix of exercise videos. That's what I always say. Because whatever your pleasure, they have something for you. If you're into the 3-week yoga retreat or the hip-hop abs, you would love that.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
Yeah, I thought we talked about the Brazil butt lift.
Oh, yes, we talked about that. I love both of those. Hip-hop abs and Brazil butt lift.
They have the best programs. Whatever your fitness level, they have something for you. Bodybuilding, cardio, weight training, whatever. And you just work out on your own schedule. I only do 10 minutes a day, and it doesn't require extra equipment. And that's why I love it, because it's so convenient. If I take it on the road, a hotel, wherever you are at home. I'm not going to a gym. That's for dang sure. And that's why I want you guys to try the service, because it's so convenient and everybody deserves to feel good about themselves and feel strong. And right now our listeners get a special free trial membership when you text Brain Candy to 303030. You'll get full access to the entire platform for free. All the workouts, the nutrition information, and support totally free. Just text Brain Candy to 303030. Got it, Sarah?
Got it.
Good. I'm impressed with your notes over there.
Oh, thanks. You know, I just felt like I was going to be better at writing things down that I read that were interesting. You know, because most of the time I just read it and I'm like, what is?
One thing I read recently that I wondered what your thoughts were was about, it was a video on The Atlantic, and it was about teaching kids to share. Mm-hmm. And the video was very short. If you watch it, you will enjoy it. But it was saying basically that asking kids to share is the wrong approach. Mm-hmm. And that it teaches kids to cling to their stuff and to be greedy, like in a defensive position.
Yeah, I can totally understand that.
And that they don't have the same sense of time as adults. Yeah. And so, like, if you set a timer, then that doesn't mean anything to them because the time's up and they're like, what? And so that if you make them voluntarily choose at their own pace, that would teach them the rewards of generosity. Yes. And that really what we should be focusing on is teaching the other kid patience.
Oh, my God, that's so good.
Right.
Yeah.
And this video didn't say that, but I remember hearing Rosie O'Donnell talk one time about how, like, adults don't really share. We're not like, here, take my car.
Never.
And I'll take a turn.
Never.
You know, it's your car.
Right.
You get to drive it. But we all force our kids to share all the time.
I'm thinking this reminds me of, it's so important to teach the intent behind it, not just the action.
True.
So I think that's it, where it gets broke, where the breakdown happens. It's like, yes, it's important to share, but you have to know why it is that you're sharing. Why is it that doesn't it feel good when, whatever. You just have to change the lesson. Like, I'm thinking, what it reminds me of is how we always tell kids to hug this person.
Oh, I am not into that.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And it's more like we should be teaching them, hey, isn't this person a real nice friend of yours? Doesn't it feel good to be around him? Yes. What do we do when, we feel good and we want to share that with somebody else? We give them a hug. Do you think you want to give this person a hug? Yes. Okay, then you can hug them.
Sometimes they want a high five.
Yeah.
And those gestures are just as normal.
That's what you can say. What do we do when we really like somebody and I want to give them a high five? Great, give them a high five.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to know the intent, like asking questions. Like,
we demand a lot of our kids.
Totally, and they don't know why we're doing it.
Like, I don't hug everybody.
Me neither.
You know what I mean? Like, we ask more of them than we even ask of ourselves.
I've decided I'm not a hugger.
Oh.
Like, I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
I'm a handshaker.
Okay.
And if I am good friends with you, but even I just feel I don't really like hugging that,
Right. I've only recently begun getting out of that habit.
I recently learned a funny term called the thug hug.
Oh yeah.
Do you know about the thug hug?
Oh yeah.
With the hands on the back and the pat and the I was like, oh, okay, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even down for a thug hug.
You're not.
I just want, like, no, and it's especially, like, people's husbands. Like, like, if I hug the wife, then there's this feeling of, like, do I have to hug the husband? And I don't even know him, and I don't really want to hug the husband. And,
like at a social gathering?
Yeah. And I really just want to shake his hand. And I want to shake most people's hands.
Interesting.
I'm, like, not a big... Because when I do it, I'm a all or nothing kind of gal. And if I'm going to give you a hug, then I'm giving you, like, a hug. And I don't want to just make full body contact with randos.
I like Frenching.
Kissing?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like what? Like on the
like other people's husbands, I just like to French them.
Well, I do have a friend whose husband is like a kisser, and we always kiss.
On the lips?
On the lips. You know this person.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. So when he does it, are you okay with it?
Totally.
Oh, okay.
And so for some reason, but I have that relationship, and I like...
Does he kiss everyone, though?
Yeah.
Or?
And I would almost feel like if he didn't, I'd be like, well, what the heck?
Where's my smoochie?
Where's my smooch?
All right. Well, so maybe it's relationship
Yeah,
specific.
totally. And then I have friends who are like European, and like I love a 3. I would rather do the 3 kiss, the cheek kiss, than like Italian style, than a hug.
I can see why.
Totally. It seems less intrusive.
Yeah. You know what? Having no boobs and then boobs.
Okay.
There's a weird like distance that they create. Even though you think like, oh, my boobs are up against someone, it actually creates like a buffer.
Yeah.
Whereas when I didn't have boobs, it was like you felt like your whole body was.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
My vagina is practically going to touch you at the same time as my boobs.
Yes. Right. So maybe that has something
I didn't even realize that. That is totally true. They're much closer to my space because there are no boobs there.
There's no buffer.
No buffer.
Right.
I mean,
what if they...
Third Love made it so there's a little bit of a buffer.
What if
got the padded kind.
Like if it were reversed, like, and your butt was going into them, you'd have a little bit more of the buffer. Because you have a
I'm like fine
curvy bum.
In fact, when I accidentally bump into somebody with my butt, I don't care at all.
That's it. It's like it's not a part of you.
Not a part of me. It's like just big anyway. So it's like, you know, there's that study that somebody did, and it's since been replicated, I'm sure, where if women, they call it a butt bump. And if 2 women are passing each other in an aisle at a store and their rear ends touch, then the likelihood, there's like something like an 80% likelihood that they're going to leave the store within like 5 minutes of that happening. Read that. So I have on many occasions touched butts and been fine staying just where I am and like been aware of it. I'm like, I just touched your butt.
Really?
And I'm not going anywhere. This makes me want to leave not at all.
Interesting.
So I'm definitely the one throwing those numbers off.
Well, that's the thing though, is everybody has their own situation and what they're comfortable with. And this guy that I interviewed one time, Science Mike, he talks a lot about he loves hugging, but he will never initiate it because a lot of people would feel that that's a violation of their space. So he always says, I'm ready to hug if you want to hug, but I won't ever try to hug you.
And I never know whether to go hands up or hands down. I just overthink it.
Right.
I think
it's a delicate dance.
Yeah, I'm already nervous about it going in, and it's obvious. I'm awkward. I'm getting nervous thinking about it.
What
right
if
now.
it's me?
I know I'm going to hug you. I want to hug you all the time.
Do you overthink that though?
No, because I already know our jam, and it's probably going to be.
What's happening right now?
I'm trying to think of how I hug you. I'm like, if I go into a hug, I think my arms
do this number.
We do like a 1-up, and I already know that my right arm is going to be on the top.
Yeah.
And my left arm is going to be on the bottom.
Yeah, we got it all worked out.
We do. Mm-hmm. See, we already know. I already know. No press. And Adam, I can hug Adam. It's like not a thing. Because Adam also, I think he has the same kind of hug approach that I do, where we're both a little awkward. So we like both recognize that in each other, and it's quick, and it's just like a tap, tap. Okay, we're good here. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a picture of you two.
Yeah, you should. Because it looks very like, okay, we did that. We did it. We're done.
For each other. It's fine.
Crossed it off a little. We're good. Okay, moving on.
Well, because
it's very quick.
Since Adam and I work from home, he's here more than like most partners would be.
Right.
So you're around him a lot more
totally.
than like maybe another husband.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm glad you guys have sorted that out.
We did.
We also
But if Adam came in for a kiss, I would be like, whoa, buddy.
on.
Not okay.
That would be real weird. But if he offered you an RX bar,
I'd be like, I'm in. I'll take one.
I will take one.
I'll take.
They are whole food protein bars that are so yummy. They called BS on protein bars because they were all full of artificial ingredients and they wanted to build a bar the right way. And so they're very transparent about their ingredients. And whether you like sweet, savory, chocolate, fruit, there's an RX bar for you. They come in 14 delicious flavor varieties, peanut butter and berries, chocolate sea salt.
Oh, that's the best one.
I know.
Chocolate sea salt. It's the perfect amount of salt on it.
Chocolate chip.
Peanut butter chocolate's really good too.
Yeah, they have a lot of good flavors. And they, like they said, they don't have the artificial stuff in there. And so if it's breakfast on the go or a snack, I keep them in my car because you never know. Mm-hmm. Pre or post workout, just throw in your bag on an airplane, whatever you're gonna do, why don't you take one? And you can get 25% off your first order. Visit rxbar.com/candy and enter promo code candy at checkout. That's a funny thing. That
I was just thinking that.
Candy.
Right? It's like health of a bar, and then we're like, candy's the code. It tastes kind of like candy, so there you go.
25% off your first order. rxbar.com/candy and promo code candy at checkout.
You know how we were talking a while back about how the CDC said that you gain... or like you're consuming an extra like 3,500 calories a month from eating at the office.
Yes.
Remember how we did that?
Yes.
Well, I brought an entire box of RX bars because I had one, and I was like, I'm going to just be different. I'm going to leave these at school. People...
they went bananas.
Were bananas for it. And they so much so that a professor came into like at where I dropped him off in like our little communal area. He came into the workstation. He's like, "Who'd brought those?" And I was like, "Oh no, am I like not supposed to bring snacks?" He's like, "I just want to say thank you for finally somebody bringing something healthy because I get really hungry in the afternoon and there are always like donuts here and I don't want to eat those. So it's about time that and I eat these at home and just like thanks." And I was like, "Oh, that was me."
You got brownie points.
Totally,
you got RX bar points.
bar points.
That's so
Chocolate
good.
peanut butter points.
Did you see the meme or whatever of all the times Brad Pitt looked like his girlfriends and wives?
No, but that's great. I'm definitely going to... Is he the chameleon boyfriend, huh?
Apparently. Have a look.
Yeah.
He takes on the persona and the look of all of his women.
Oh my God, he sure does.
I mean, well, you know
what? This kind of tells me, this is what I think about Brad Pitt. I think he probably struggles with identity issues.
I think so.
I think that it's
which
not
would make
a coincidence
you a good actor.
I was just, you stole the words out of my mouth. It's often something that actors find is that they try on many roles and many hats because they aren't sure which one they want to wear for themselves. We talked about Jim Carrey in the same way. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of a chameleon with the girlfriends he dates too.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
So I can definitely see that Brad Pitt is, he might be on that journey for the rest of his life.
Journey.
You know? Right.
Or maybe he just likes coordinating.
He's Who into are we the to matching. Say? What if he was like, I love matching pajamas on Christmas. It's my favorite thing, which is secretly my favorite thing too. So
I mean, it's not necessarily bad. It's kind of cute that he might, because if it's subconscious and he's just really in love.
Yeah,
and
I see that, but that the longevity, how that plays out is. You start feeling like, who am I in a relationship?
You lose your own identity.
You lose your own identity. And everybody needs to be like secure in who they are, you know.
I want to thank Shannon, our Brainiac, who submitted that idea. She was like, you guys have to talk about it. People do that a lot where they're like, they don't even care about the issue. They just want to hear what we think about it.
Who do you think he's going to date next? Do you think somebody young?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't want to think that.
I don't either, but I feel like that's what it's going to be. Because I think he needs to be with, he probably want to switch it up a little bit and be worshipped instead of worshiping the woman he's with.
What does he have, like 15 kids?
Like 1 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really have custody, so maybe.
Yeah. Who knows?
Would you date him? Like, is he your kind of guy? I mean, he's kind of everybody's kind of.
I don't know if I would date him.
You're crazy.
I know, because he's too pretty. Like, I don't really like...
But he's funny.
Not into that. Yeah, he's probably funny.
I love how
could
we
probably
think
hit
of
that.
pretty as like a negative,
Right. I'm like, he's too pretty.
you know? But like, he's funny. He has a
Right.
good personality.
That's like why.
That's crazy.
That's totally true. I never even thought about that. It's more like he seems very unstable to me. And I'm kind of the more unstable one. So I need a little bit of security and strength in my man.
I feel like you'd be really into Dwayne Johnson.
Me?
Yeah. Are you into him? You seem like the type.
No, he's a little too manicured for me.
Ah, yeah.
Like, I think he would like want a woman who's going to wear high heels all the time. Mm-hmm. And like, he probably wouldn't be like okay with my really dirty Converse All-Stars that I've had for 5 years.
He's super down to earth.
Maybe he would. We can talk about our friendships.
I do not. I would like to state for the record.
Yeah.
I want people to stop tagging me in Jeff Goldblum crap.
Oh, continue to tag me in it.
Just tag Sarah.
It's my favorite thing that they do that. It's so funny. We come on. I definitely wanted to talk about that on here, but in a very different way. I wanted to thank everyone because it makes me feel like one day he's going to be like, who is this Sarah Rice? And why is she so interested in what I'm doing?
Yeah, but to me, it's kind of like the Brad Pitt thing where I'm just your accessory. So I don't like Jeff Goldblum. He's fine.
I love him.
But I don't have a crush on him. You want to talk about Ken Olin or Patrick Fabian.
Yeah.
Then
I think they just know that I'm like half in, half out of the, social media world. So they like know that the information's going to get to me if they go through you. Like, you're going to, I don't know, probably bring it up on a podcast or something. Like, where would they get that
like
idea?
Right now. But it just makes me bonkers because I'm like, people don't even care what
get out!
I'm serious.
No, they love it.
Sarah, hear me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll validate who you're saying. It sounds to me like
what you're saying is
yes.
I've been enveloped into Sarah's identity, and I am my own woman.
I see.
I mean, but Jeff Goldblum's fine.
I know, he's great, and they probably tag you in a lot of like religious stuff.
I love that you can't even think of anything that is my own. They do tag me in Cheers things.
Cheers stuff. Okay,
I really appreciate that.
I almost tagged you in something really funny, some political thing the other day, but I was like, somebody probably already tagged her.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, see?
It goes on.
Nobody tags me. They tag me when challenge stuff happens and Jeff Goldblum.
Well, that's
it.
Well, for the record, my interests include Ken Olin and the professor from Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
Okay? Got that, everybody?
But like for real, the employee at the thrift store who replaced all of the frames with pictures of Jeff Goldblum.
Hilarious.
The greatest thing ever.
Yeah, why don't we do stuff like that?
In fact, as I was reading that, I was like, why don't I have a framed picture of Jeff Goldblum in my house? Why don't I have an actual shrine to him in my house?
My friend
I should.
Had a 8x10 picture of John Goodman above her toilet.
My mother-in-law has a framed picture of Paula Deen in her kitchen.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That is fantastic.
Yes.
Why?
Because she says that they have the same beliefs on butter.
No.
Yes. I love my mother-in-law.
Is it, did you say framed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
But it's a picture torn out of a magazine.
Right.
It's torn out of a magazine, framed it.
Interesting.
Your mom has Trump framed in like every picture in her house, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all agree that's insane.
We can agree that the Paula Deen thing is a little...
It's just quirky.
It's quirky.
It's an unusual choice.
It is.
But wow. Good to know.
Because I don't think she has any framed pictures of me.
Now that you think about it. That's really funny.
I'm going to send her one of me dressed up as Paula Deen. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to dress as Paula Deen.
I read an article about the history of sneakers.
Oh.
Which was fun.
I would really like to know about this.
Okay. Well, one of the things...
I'm also in the market for some new ones, so...
Are you?
Tweet at me if you got any. I like retro-looking old ones.
Okay.
Or really shiny, crisp white ones.
Well, they began as... thought of as... Okay, so people that played tennis wore them.
Right.
Tennis shoes.
Yeah.
But then, apart from that, it was pranksters...
What?
Muggers and burglars because they could
obviously
sneak up.
Sneakers!
Yeah.
Get Out of town. That is the origin of that word.
Yeah. They were quiet so they could do their naughty business.
Okay.
Unlike, the normal footwear, which was loud and wooden or whatever.
Tap.
Yeah. And so it became associated with lower class, naughty, pranksters and things. And then eventually was introduced with basketball because basketball was invented and they started using it for that purpose. And then when people started preparing for the wars in the early 20th century, then they were used for exercise in that way. And then...
What did they first look like?
They were super,
like Converse?
basic.
Like high-top Converse? That style where they're
That's the basketball. Those were Chuck Taylors.
Okay, yeah, Chuck Taylors.
And they were named after him. He was a basketball player. But before that...
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Damn, those shoes are cool as shit.
Before him, though, and that, they were low top, and they were kind of like, not even like Keds. They were more basic than that. Like,
oh my God.
Just rubber-soled shoes.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then, of course, they were sporting equipment, but then there was a shift in like the 80s with breakdancing and stuff when they became a cultural expression.
Yeah.
And it was talking about the ways that people used their tennis shoes to, for tribalism, like where I'm in this group and you're in that group. Totally. Heck, recently with the Nike boycott where people were burning their shoes, you can still see the ways that...
I'm buying more.
that shoes are in this weird conversation about politics. And it's strange because there's a problematic, and Nike has like the sweatshop problem.
Oh my God, that's right.
So it's this weird thing where like they've represented certain values for different groups, but it's still consumerism. It's still a company that's just trying to make money.
Yes, that's for sure.
So that was interesting. I will have to find out where that article was, and I will put it in the newsletter. If you want to sign up for our newsletter, you can go on thebraincandypodcast.com and sign up. And we just send it out once a week with some of the links from the articles.
I mean, and I would imagine that for a long time they were only men's tennis shoes.
That's a good point. Although women did play tennis. So
yeah.
I'm sure
like
they were.
What they looked like, what that design, when, because if women weren't playing basketball.
Yeah, that's true.
Where did the women's sneaker kind of...
I think that began when, like, how the exercise industry was born?
All the, like, jazzercise.
Jane Fonda.
Yes.
Even before then, in the 70s. I mean, women did jog and things like that, but...
that is really interesting. I would like to see... That would be a really cool... I'm, like, into sneakers, and that would be a really cool... museum exhibit, like
I think they have a museum of...
That would be really cool to go to. I would really enjoy that.
Yeah, because, you have the Air Jordans, and do you remember, like, the Reebok pumps?
Yes, with the pumps on the side.
Popular.
You go, pump.
Yeah.
Yes. My mom would not let me get any of those kind of shoes growing up because she said they looked like moon boots. And instead I was forced to wear Converse All-Stars.
Well, they do look like moon boots. She's not wrong.
I know. And those new ones that they came out with that are like the throwback to the old ones that look like look like they're straight out of Spice World movie. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Probably Balenciaga again.
I love how you have this axe to grind.
I do. I hate them now. Trash fashion.
Well, what's not trashy is the FabFitFun products that come in that box. They have
I bet there's a new one, coming out, right?
Yes, the fall box. Yes. It is here with full-size fashion, beauty, home, fitness, and wellness
have
products.
Good scarves.
For $49.99 a box. There's a 6-piece brush set in there that everyone gets. There's a tote. There's... what else do they... Oh, sheet masks. The Glam Glow.
Those are...
which I want to try.
Have you ever tried the Glam Glow mask?
Everyone says they're amazing.
Suze.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Really works.
Or the brush set's not in all of them, but there's like a tote in some, there's the brush set in some, but then the Glam Glow masks are in all of them.
So good.
And so there's tea towels, shower gel, all this stuff, and it is valued at over $275. And if you sign up for FabFitFun today, you get your fall box, and the FabFitFun fall box is in limited supply, and they always sell out. Use our code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first box. Go to fabfitfun.com to sign up and start getting the box for a life well lived. Use promo code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first box. That's over $200 of stuff for only $39.99. Go to fabfitfun.com and use my code BRAINCANDY to get $10 off your first FabFitFun box.
You know, I was thinking, I started writing in this 5-minute journal, and it says you sign this little contract of like, I'm going to write in this every day, whatever. And it says if you do this 5 days in a row, I'm going to reward myself with blank. And wouldn't it be nice to reward yourself with something like that, where it's like rewarding yourself with self-care, like work out for a week, and then, I like to like set myself little goals. Like, if I work out for 2 weeks straight, I'm going to get myself the FabFitFun box.
That's nice.
Like that kind of stuff.
Well, that's the thing is like everyone has to figure out what's incentive to them.
Yeah, incentivize your.
Yeah.
So I've been writing them a journal.
What have you been writing, dear diary?
Oh, it's like a 5-minute journal. So they'll have you say, like, you wake up in the morning and it'll ask 3 questions. It'll be like 3 things that would make today great, 3 things that I'm grateful for today. And then you write it in again, and it was like 3 things that, like reflecting on your day. 3 things that were great, 3 things that surprised me from today, and 3 things that, just kind of makes you reflect and be
live
grateful
in the moment.
And live in the moment. It's like 5 minutes, real quick. Shout out to my friend Sarah who gave that to me.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. You don't see it as like homework?
No, because I think it felt like that in the beginning, but once something becomes a habit, it's like nice to wake up in the morning and, sometimes I forget, but I try to be real gentle with myself about, like, it's okay. It's just fine. And sometimes I'll be like lying in bed and remember, I got to write in it, and I'll run downstairs and write something I'm grateful for. And
that's so nice.
I hear that's good to do.
I know, that's what they say.
That's what they say. So I'm trying to like just, sprinkle in some magic wherever I can.
Oh my God. That's good because you make everyone else's lives magical.
Oh,
might as well
goodness,
throw it back a bit.
Yeah, might as well. You know what's not so magical? How Italy is banning eating on the streets.
Okay.
For real.
The whole country.
No, Florence.
What about ice cream? Gelato.
That's especially what they're banning.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yes. So Florence is banning eating of any kind and like especially stopping and eating in front of any historic site.
Wow.
So there's a main intersection of it's like right by the Uffizi Gallery, and like a square block of probably like 8 city blocks where you can't just be loitering outside and eating, and you can't like hang out with your ice cream in front of. Then this isn't anything new. In 2017, Trevi Fountain and the Spanish Steps, they banned eating on those too.
Wow.
Because there were too many tourists, they were spilling everywhere, and some people are like, yeah, that's great, it'll keep the streets cleaner. But Italians are like, why don't you just throw some trash cans out there and like some benches?
Yeah,
this kind of seems like Italian's government being lazy again.
Yeah.
And so Italians are not like the people are not too happy with this.
No, I'm not into that.
Yeah, and I was talking to Landon about it. He's like, well, what about, or was I talking to you about this? No, I was talking to Landon about it, and he's like, well, what about all the merchants? Like, what about the people who own the stand?
Yeah.
And that's not fair. And what if, like, you're, like, the one little ice cream guy, and now, like, that was your whole livelihood?
Yeah.
It seems like they can just, like, make everything, like, a corporate, like,
Yeah. I'm not into government oversight when there's a solution that, could.
Or how about France? You hear what they do in Paris? With the urinals outside?
What?
Oh, my God, I can't believe you didn't hear this. Okay, so this is a dumb idea if I've ever heard one. So apparently in Paris they're having a big problem with public urination. And it's really only a problem with one gender. I'll give you 2 guesses.
Right.
Bet you only need one.
Right.
And so their solution was to create these urinals that are in public spaces that look kind of like flower pots, like big flower pots. They're red. They have flowers that grow out of the top, and they have holes, like a slit in it, where you're supposed to just stick your weenie in and go to the bathroom.
No.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know about this.
And that's and they're like, well, this is disgusting.
That really is.
Right? So they're thinking that that's going to just stop people from, the kind of people who are urinating in public in the streets like that are probably intoxicated. And you think, when you're drunk enough to whip it out in the middle of a square and go to the bathroom, that you're going to have like the...
No, you're not.
You're not going to be like, oh, wait, let me look for the red planter. And like they really do have like a slit in the side where you're supposed to like put your junk.
Come on.
How long do you see these things lasting? I mean, and also, what's in it? My brain asks so many questions. Like, is there a drain? Is it just like freestanding? Did they take out all the water fountains and use the same plumbing? What are they doing? I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me.
No. It makes you realize that all countries are nuts, not just ours.
Not all of them. Everybody's thinking like, and then, you always say like, I've heard you say this a few times, like that's what happens when things exist inside of a vacuum, or like when you don't have any outside influence and you just become fixated. Like your job is, to keep the streets clean, but you get so set on that you don't take a big step back and go, wait a sec, what are we really doing here?
Yeah.
It's like
groupthink syndrome.
Groupthink, thank you. That is the exact thing that I was trying to get out. That is what you say.
And that's even what you see with like celebrities, where like nobody wants to be the one to be like, yeah, the emperor's not actually wearing clothes.
Yeah. It gets like, yeah.
And so it's so good to, make sure you have those voices. That's crazy.
Really?
Because it's hard to believe that even happens, though, because like on TV shows, it's the opposite, where like, the writers are just trying to make something funny, and then the network will come in and be like, yeah, but why is she on a bike? And they'll ask all these questions, and you're like, just let me do my job, or whatever it is.
Right. That's a good point.
Then when something does get put out, you think, how did that get on there?
Right.
Like there was a movie we were talking about, I think it was a kid's movie, and we were just thinking, how did that make it through all the red tape?
Right.
When you know how many things get cut, or like Roseanne gets canceled or whatever.
We did just talk about a movie like this. We're like, how is this a premise for a movie?
Yeah. I can't remember what it was.
Me either.
We talk a lot of stuff.
I know, and see, that's the problem. If we hang out outside of the podcast when we're not recording, we're like, what did we even talk about? And where?
Yeah, I never know whether it was private or whether...
I just assume everything we say to each other
is... Well, there's no difference.
None. So it's really just filling you listeners in.
Yeah, you just have to sit there and deal with it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I read an article about portraiture.
Oh, yes.
And it was talking about kind of like how it began and all this stuff. But in the article, there was an image of a guy. Let me try to pull it up while I talk. Who basically took the first photographic portrait of himself.
So, selfie.
Kind of, but like, it wasn't like he was holding the camera.
Well, not be. He had to like pose and then click the thing with the flash.
Yeah. And I want to know if you think this guy, I hope I can find a quick, if you think he looks like someone that we know.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
And he's super hot.
Super hot, okay.
And you think, oh my God, his name was Robert Cornelius, and he was working with pictures and film and all that stuff, and he made this picture, and he looked so moody and dreamy in it. Hold on.
Moody and...
Here we go.
Okay. Oh, you know what? It does look familiar. You know who I think it looks like? It looks a little bit like Devin from The Challenge.
That's
Is that
right.
who you're going to say?
Yeah. Yes.
So glad we guessed the same person.
It's weird.
It totally is that kind of look.
Like handsome, but not like Brad Pitt handsome. Like I want to be your wife.
Totally. Yep. Approachable. Mysterious. Wouldn't care if you wore high heels or flats. For sure.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. It's probably a wonderful husband.
I can't believe you got it, but it's because it looks just like
it does. And I got that. Wow, I'm so glad that's the one you were thinking.
Yeah, there were some other things in the article that was talking about Sojourner Truth. Do you know her? The ex-slave who became an abolitionist and stuff. And there was a portrait of her done, and then she would sell it, at her events and stuff. And she said, I sell the shadow to support the substance.
Ooh.
And I love that line
gosh.
because so have I.
That's great.
I do the same thing, Sojourner.
Huh.
And
So interesting. That was almost like the first headshot that she was like printing out her picture, and I would imagine like giving
it was her
out.
whole body.
Whole body, okay,
but,
you know.
Yeah.
Body shot. But yeah, that was.
And I just thought, I like that idea that sometimes you have to sell the shadow to support something bigger. Mm-hmm. You know? Because sometimes I feel like that. I don't always love talking about like reality TV or The Challenge.
Yeah.
I wish sometimes I could put it behind me. But then I think, well, Sojourner Truth was selling her friggin' headshots.
There you go.
So what now? I don't know. What do you think?
Where is that photo now?
Of Sojourner Truth?
Or the guy?
Oh, good question. It's probably in a museum, but
Yeah.
like it was in the article I read. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, but whatevs. That's my portraiture story. I just really wanted to see if you thought it looked like Devin.
It sure does.
Hold on.
Took long enough.
Hi, we're back. I had to push pause for a second.
Yeah.
We're back and we're in business. What did I want to cover before we go?
What?
Laura Edgar sent in...
Oh, I like her.
I like her too. And she sent in a thing for us to talk about the history of the game Hangman.
Oh my gosh.
Did you read it?
No, but I would love this. Also, violent.
Right. Kind of morbid.
Yeah.
A weird
and like,
game.
If this was out during, okay, maybe I should just sit back and let people tell me things rather than trying to come up with the answer.
You're always doing too much work.
Way too much work.
Okay, so basically, everyone knows the game Hangman. We play with our kids, but it was talking about...
Or kids or adults or by ourselves or whatever.
If you're Sarah, you just play for no reason. But it talked about how back in the day, like I guess the 1800s, it had to be earlier. I don't know what year. Criminals were forced to play a game called Right of Words and Life. And it was basically set up like Wheel of Fortune.
Oh my God.
And anytime they were standing on like a table or whatever thing that had 5 legs on it. And anytime they got an incorrect letter, like if there was no S's, they knocked off one of the legs.
Oh my God.
And they obviously had a noose around their neck. And so then if they got all 5...
They're dead.
Or even
3.
Yeah, like
really?
most of them.
Yeah.
Then they were a hangman. And so on one hand, they didn't really have a jury system or anything. So this was like their only chance at maybe getting out of this death.
Seems...
But on the other hand, most of them were illiterate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This seems to favor one specific group as... not much has changed.
Right? It's like what we do now.
It's right? It's like, oh, you can afford to have the education to know the answer to these questions? Oh, well, then you get to live.
Yep.
Oh, you don't know the answer to those questions?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then you die.
Right.
Or you go to jail for life.
It's crazy.
Dude.
It's kind of a weird... I don't know why they started doing that. That's not described in the article.
It seems like kind of like a...
Just sort of, hey, let's give an advantage to the wealthy.
Mm-hmm. That's like...
The wealthy murderers.
Or what did they do? Like the Jim Crow laws where they're like, okay, well, you have to count the number of soap bubbles. Like bubbles on a bar of soap. And they pop and it's impossible to do. It's like a exercise in futility. It's like, you can't actually do that. You're definitely not going to pass.
For some reason in the article, it also mentioned like some of the hardest words to guess.
What?
Basically,
I know the hardest word in all time for Hangman. Okay. First I feel like should I say mine first? 1, 2, 3.
Zucchini.
Oh.
Zucchini. That's hilarious. But you're on the right track because it's the Z.
And the double C's and the and it's limited letters. So Z-U-C-C-H-I-N. There are only a few letters, so you can go through almost all the other ones, and they're vowels that aren't.
That's a good point.
There's no A, there's no E, there's no O.
Well, jazz and other such words that end in Z are hard because...
Oh, jazz. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Even if you got the A, you're probably not going to guess J.
Yep.
And you're definitely not going to say Z.
Nope.
So that would be hard.
Yes.
And any word. But you had the right idea because zucchini starts with a Z.
Mm-hmm. It's always my go-to.
Oh, you're an asshole about gaming.
Well, you play to win.
Dog-eat-dog world out there.
I kind of feel like bad about playing Hangman now.
Yeah, we should have thought of this.
We should definitely rebrand that game.
We should just play Wheel of Fortune.
Or it should be like, I don't know, it's like something cuter, like a flower with petals, and like you just like color out the petals.
Good point.
And then it's like, the flower's dead.
Yeah.
Which is like way better than like, snapped your neck.
Right, it is a strange thing when something like that just carries on.
Yeah, that we turned a way to execute people into a fun family board game that we can all gather around the table and play together. Waiting for you in the hospital to find out the results of your test? Play this game.
Right, about death and destruction. Right. All right, well, on that note, we'll see you next time.
Ya.
Bye, everyone.